Peace to the family. We're here for another installment of Gold in the Crisis. And these are the last classes. I don't want to end this. So we might have two left. I don't want to end. I want to end it on a certain note. But this is supposed to be the second one. I was supposed to end it with three last classes, but I want to go out with a bang for the New Year's. But we're going to figure it out. And then finally release this dang book. I taught them how to buy $1 with a few pennies. I just wanted to cram as much information as possible. This class is also a state of emergency. I just did a state of emergency class for the cryptocurrency course. I implore that anybody that's in this Gold in the Crisis class, you need to get over there to the Forex trading and cryptocurrency course because there's a lot of information and money available onto us. I'm actually going to disclose some of the data from the cryptocurrency course for those of you that may not be in there, just as love, because you guys need to be in the know when it comes to this money. So today's class, I just want you guys to have your eyes on the prize. The next class, I will have a tutorial ready for you, closing out the dividend investment information. And we're going to talk about some investment baskets. We're going to close out. It's going to be great. Let's get to work, people. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. So, next week, Sunday, we will be having the Going Digital Wealth in the Pandemic Trading Cryptocurrency and Forex class. We have an amazing class tonight. There's no way you don't make money based on what I taught tonight. What I taught tonight is one of my greatest gifts to our community. That's how confident I am about the information that I conveyed tonight. So far, the trading cryptocurrency and Forex course has been phenomenal. I love the pace. If you're not in this class, make sure you get in there. It is the extension, it is the continuation, it is the perpetuation of this course. A lot of money was made in this course. We're closing the year out because there's a recession, because this is earnings season, because this is election season, because we're at the turn of the new year. All the cards are in our favor, people. So I implore that if you're in this class, you make it your best effort to get into the Going Digital Wealth in the Pandemic Trading Cryptocurrency and Forex class. We will see you next week, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday, November 29th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Still for the low price of $99, as we will raise the price at the turn of the new year. Next week is going to be woo, bananas. When you see what I taught tonight, which you know when you get the class, you get access to everything that we taught thus far. So I think we did 3 classes so far. Tonight, we're going in that direction. It's going down. Also, we have the fall of the dollar and the rise of crypto. The Silver Tsunami, the 2021 Silver Tsunami Survival Plan Lecture is the one-day course where we'll be disclosing information, the liability and the remedies to death of the Social Security paradigm, mandatory vaccines, money in the ensuing mortgage crisis, cashless society in the market crash. Sunday, December 27th, 2020, we will convey to you the survival plan, the 2021, the Silver Tsunami Survival Plan Lecture. It is a one-day course commencing at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can pre-order. Today is available on the website, the 2021 Silver Tsunami Survival Lecture. We're not playing. We have to respond to the mandatory vaccines. And some of you may have no choice because your job may say, man, we're not going to hire you. We're not going to do nothing with you unless you get this vaccine. So we will have vaccine exemption forms, correct? We will have vaccine exemption forms. I'll say that again. Saturated in legalese data. But even in those most compromising circumstances and scenarios where it's an instance of TDC, threat, duress, and coercion, what may one take to alleviate or eradicate the harmful detriments of taking an imposed vaccine? What happens if your child just has to take it in order for you to send your child to school? What happens if you don't have the amount of time for the turnaround time for you to get a response back from the vaccine exemption form? What happens? Well, we got to be able to have a strategy for everything. In the event this happens, we got this. In the event that doesn't happen, we have this. We have to weigh in our options. Okay? So, death of the Social Security paradigm, we're going to make sure we can respond to the fact that Social Security is out the window. We're going to create our own pension plans. We're going to teach about this. We're going straight to it. This course is designed in such a way that if you've been taking all the other courses, it's a breeze. If you've been taking some of the courses, it's a breeze. If you haven't been taking any of these courses, it might be a little, you don't have a lot of gray areas. So this one-day course is done under the presumption that you already have access to certain information. So in other words, the second the clock ticks, I'll be teaching. Okay, this is your templates, this is your affidavit, this is for this is for that. That's the way that I'm actually doing this particular course. This course is going to be done as though you already have a certain level of information, because I got the UCC and real estate course. I got the gold in the crisis stock course. I got the trading, cryptocurrency, and Forex. Going digital wealth in the pandemic course. So I got the holistic mathematics course. Why? Pardon me. Why on earth would I take the time out to sift through certain nuanced information when I have so many courses out there that get you through the fine threading? So when we do this, it's a closeout for the year, so we don't go into 2021 under false pretense. And what I mean by that is 2020 caught everybody off guard. Like, whoa, caught most people off guard. For those of us that didn't have the ability to forecast, know that we have a concept of it. A lot of you just got introduced to a lot of this information I'm putting out, whether it's the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, real estate in general, especially in the case, more especially in case tax lien, tax deed, foreclosure remedy kit. A lot of that is new to you guys. Confluence trading, Forex trading, cryptocurrency trading, options trading. A lot of this is new, and that's great because you're accumulating so much data that when you go into 2021, you're really going to have a great vision or a game plan so you can create an exit strategy out of poverty, lower class, lower middle, and upper middle. We want out of all those things. Because while most of the world will be in an uproar, in a frenzy, while most of the world would be in a frenzy, neither knowing left from their right, laid off, the global economy collapsed, the market crash, cashless society, overwhelmed at the new technological elements that exist in the oncoming paradigm shift, where we have to acclimate ourselves to understanding the new money. If we stay in front of this, when we stay in front of this information, we will amass wealth. If you're behind this information, as our people tend to be behind quite often, we'll be in a far worse position than we've ever been before in our lives. That's a fact. So the 2021 Silver Tsunami Survival Plan lecture, one-day course, will address the death of Social Security, mandatory vaccines, money in the ensuing mortgage crisis, the cashless society, and the market crash. All facts. So this is available onto you now at brotherpolite.com. Gold in the Crisis, the last class is part 2, election season. Election season is very significant. So we're going to talk to you about, we're going to recap. Remember, when I told you to beware of the dead cat bounce. We will see several dead cat bounces because of the uncertainty of the election results up into current. Yes, many of you may say, yo, Biden definitely got it. I don't care what Trump is saying, but at the end of the day, there's still a great level of uncertainty, and that causes horizontal trading, temporary spikes, and extreme declines of a spontaneous nature. So beware the dead cat bounce. Don't think for 1 second, if you see the economy looking great any given day of the week, that you can trust it. Understand a put option is due. And if you see a drastic decline, understand a call option is due. That's how we're going to play this. You guys should know what a dead cat bounce is by now. So we're not playing around with that. I want to take the time out today just to make sure that we can hone in on things as this year is closing out. This particular class, because I like to keep things up to current for the course too. You know, so people that may get the course next week or the week after, people who've been had the course, I always want to keep a certain level of relevancy there so people keep making money. Teaching, I'm great at. But I want to make sure that you guys are still making money. So JNUG, call option waiting to happen is presently $109. It's back down to a little low. We can wait for it to go a little lower, but you're safe around the 109. If you decide to say, hey, I'm going to just start putting my money in JNUG at 109 right now, you're good to go. Be patient, because gold is going to see record highs. I would go long on the call beyond a month. Now just watch it do what it do. I'm feeling JNUG. American Airlines will rise per the dead cat bounce. I'm anticipating a decline. If I see it in or around, like I told you guys, $11 under, in or around $11, $11.07, $11.09. Hey, if I see it anywhere around $11 or lower, I'm buying in because there'll be a bounce. Okay? This pandemic is far from over, but it's going to become real tricky because it's earnings season, it's election season, we're in a recession, we have a ensuing global market crash coming again, and then the vaccines that will come out. So the first thing is we got to have the crash and the calamity. Everything looks like it's going to hell. Greed, fear, hope. Those of you that's in the cryptocurrency and forex trading class, you understand what's going on with that, those selling points. Okay? Hope, faith, guilt, pardon me. But greed and fear is what drives the economy. So they first have to instill fear, then save the day with greed. So expect a huge decline, boom. And then the vaccines come, stimulate interest, dead cat bounce, it will go down again. And then we'll gradually start seeing our way. So beware the dead cat bounce. What we'll see in the next 2 months will be completely illusory. The only form of transparency we really will have is through the world of crypto. Everything else will be more illusory than ever. IBM, because they have a vested interest in the Internet of Things. Presently weighing in at $116.94. Go long. We're not doing calls, we're just stocking up. One of few securities that you're definitely going to be able to trust in the new world, because as the world of cryptocurrency rises, so shall IBM. Those of you that are in the cryptocurrency course, you understand this, so I won't spend too much time going over it. There's a course that already makes that information available. But this is just love for my good brothers and sisters that have been in the gold and the crisis class as we've been grinding with each other month after month. Take my word for it. General Electric company. GE, General Electric, weighing in at $9.76. Also highly invested in the Internet of Things as we're ushering in a new digital paradigm. Pay close attention to them. We go long, we holding these guys, we holding. They're not going to be at loss. When everything else goes to hell, you mark my words, GE and IBM will still be standing. Keep an eye on these two securities. Facts. Keep an eye on these two securities. So we talk about the recession model, and we understand this, that recessions follow expansions. Things look good and things go down. It's the pendulum swing. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the pendulum swinging. And so when we look at the 1990s recession, we see 7 years. We look at the 2000s recession, we see about 10 years. We look at the Great Recession, we see about 6 years. We look at the coronavirus, we see about 10 years. So we on about an 8-year average, 7, 8. We keep our eyes open around the 4th to the 5th year because we can get a real short period and then there's a recession, or it could be kind of around the average of around 7, 8-ish as far as an increment. So 7 to 8 years average. That being the case, what we want to understand or what we want to come to terms with is this. We have the ability to forecast. So this means when you come out of a recession and the economy starts going good and it looks like it's about to be in its prime, the deeper you get into the years after the recession, you stop investing because you understand another recession is going to come. You invest during the recessionary periods. You take it easy when it comes to investing during the expansions. You invest during the recessions and you yield at the expansions. It doesn't mean you don't put no money up during the expansions. It just means you don't put as much money up. And those ones are way more calculated because during the expansions, it's not as diverse. Opportunities are not as diverse as they are during recessionary periods. So you want to understand this. So right now we're in a recessionary period and we want to come to terms with how to pick our points of entry, and that's also predicated upon exits because we're dealing with securities. So if I was doing security for someone, my common analogy is I would, in order to understand the likelihood of us accepting the venue to secure our client, we would want to know first and foremost where all the exits are. So we don't have a point of entry until we understand our exits. This is an absolute fact. Okay? And so we dig back into our files, we understand and remember what confluence trading is. You guys are in the Gold in the Crisis class. You understand what confluence trading is. We're looking at several indicators to tell us yes, 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 yes. If we got 5 or 6 things telling us yes, out of 5 or 6, it stands to reason. Also having in retrospect common sense, current events, and calculation, which is part of our confluence trading. We got a number of things that we entrust to help us in our ability to discern, saying yes, 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 yes. Then we know we can rest assured and make that trade. Walking with me. We can rest assured that we can go and make that trade. That's confluence trading. Have to bring that back. Because now I want to talk to you about Citibank executives saying, a Citibank executive says that Bitcoin will trade at $318,000 by the end of 2021. You say, well, that person's is a Citibank executive. So what? Who cares? But remember, we trade upon confluence. And even though this is crypto, I just want to bless the Gold in the Crisis class with some of the type of data that we are disclosing in the cryptocurrency class. Make sure you get into that class because in the weeks to come, next weekend is a doozy. After next weekend, anybody's lost after every class that comes after that. I mean, of course you could watch the first classes and you won't be lost, obviously. But I'm talking in terms of you randomly decided, hey, I'm just gonna go to the last class that he posted. After class next Sunday for the Forex trading cryptocurrency class, after that class, you definitely got to start from class 1, class 2, class 3. Next week will be class 4. After class 4, we're taking off. But it's a lot of money to be made. Citibank executive says Bitcoin will trade at $318,000 by the end of 2021. Come on, gold in the crisis community. Let's read this. Similar trends. Similar trends. We know we got to study the history. It's all about history. We know how integral a role history plays when it comes to us trading. Writing in a report titled Bitcoin 21st Century Gold, Fitzpatrick makes the surge argument for Bitcoin. He says the digital gold's current trajectory appears to be similar to that of gold in the 1970s. Before structural changes were implemented in the early 1970s, gold has spent 50 years of trading in the $20 to $35 range. However, after changes were instituted, gold surged. It recently touched a new all-time high in August before settling at just under $1,900 per ounce. According to one report that analyzed Fitzpatrick's paper, it is the structural change in the modern-day monetary regime that ushered in a world of fiscal and discipline deficits and inflation. Therefore, the Citibank boss argues that Bitcoin, which came to the fore at the aftermath of the great financial crisis of 2008 to 2009, is bound to have a similar run. With the COVID-19 pandemic still hemorrhaging economies around the world, governments will continue responding to the crisis by printing more money. This in turn will benefit safe haven assets, which perform well in inflationary periods. Hold on, let's go back right here. According to one report that analyzed Fitzpatrick's paper, it is this structural change in the modern day monetary regime that ushered in a world of fiscal indiscipline, deficits, and inflation. Therefore, the Citibank boss argues that Bitcoin, which came to the fore at the aftermath of the great financial crisis of 2008, 2009, is bound to have a similar run. So we see that the fall of the dollar meant the rise of crypto. And this is not exclusive to Bitcoin, but this is in retrospect to Bitcoin. But such is the case with all the other cryptocurrencies because there is a paradigm shift taking place in the world of currency. So with the COVID-19 pandemic still hemorrhaging economies around the world, governments will continue responding to the crisis by printing more money. The more money they print, the more hyperinflation transpires. And in turn, the scales, the tides will turn. Crypto is having the same influence and impact, or response, I should say, that precious metals is having, times 10 upwards. This in turn will benefit safe haven assets, which perform well in inflationary periods. So we understand the worse things become, the greater an asset cryptocurrency is. More reasons. Because we understand things are going to get worse. We understand things are going to get worse, people. And because we understand things are going to get worse, our crypto investments will get better. Let's look at Bitcoin every 4 years. So in 2010, it went up 9,900%. 2011, 1,473%. 2012, 186%. 2013 in the fourth year went up 5,481% on its bully. The year to follow, immediately thereafter, is negative 57% in 2014. In 2015 is at 34%. In 2016 is at 123%. But on the fourth year, yet again, it's at 1,368%. Steadily growing. Look at these numbers. That 57 means nothing to all these growing numbers. Steadily growing. So on the fourth years, we see what happens. So look at 2018, in the year to follow after the bull. Look at this. Negative 73%. Look at the pattern. 2019, 92%. 2020, 121% plus is where we at. We're entering 2021. And according to the Citibank executive, he's anticipating 318,000. My numbers tell me around $250,000. I pray he's more right than I am. But I'm anticipating that. But here we see every fourth year, we see what our money will do. Thousands of percent higher. Can we say 10,000 or more? I mean, 10 times our money or more. Can we say that? Say it with me. My money will go 10 times. So much so that even at a fractional investment of $1,000, you still be looking at anywhere between 17,000 upwards. $2,000 on a fractional investment, you'll be looking at 34,000 upwards for every 2,000 you invest. But you know, I don't like the fractional investment. I say, put that money somewhere that makes you enough money to buy that thing in whole or mostly, if you must go fraction. Take this trading more serious. Take your gold in the crisis sessions more serious and start reviewing it. Get into the cryptocurrency course if you're not already in it. Take it serious. Take it serious. Get into the UCC and real estate course. Take it serious so you can make a lump sum off of some real estate. Buy you a coin or two. One or two coins, mess around and make you damn near a millionaire. Very close to it. You'll never have to look back. It's well worth it. And I'm expecting one coin to make me at least $250,000 or more. I could be off a year. I don't mind. Watch this. Everything's pointing in the direction of facts when you study patterns. This is math. We dealing with advanced metrics here. And everyone and everything is seeing the same thing, and we're out the damn conversation. This is why we have to get into the conversation of cryptocurrency and forex trading and understanding where this is put forex. What window of time do we have for forex? But I want you guys to look at something. Here's an article. What will Bitcoin be worth in 2025? They expect the price of Bitcoin to rise to $19,000 in 2020, $341,000 in 2025. $397,727 in 2030. I would like to highlight the fact that this comes from news.bitcoin.com. But more importantly, I would like to highlight the fact that this article was written June 30th, 2020. When this article was written June 30th, 2020, Bitcoin was $11,000, $11,066.12. Okay, it was $11,000 June 30th when this was written. And prophetically, it was announced that it is expected for Bitcoin to be about $19,000 in the year 2020, the same year. It was $11,000 in June. Now we are going into December. Bitcoin actually did hit $19,000 last week and the week before that. It is presently at $18,676. Just imagine if we were paying attention. Every time we think, well, no longer, we don't need to invest in it no more. Keeps doing things. So I want to have a conversation with you guys. This conversation is of huge importance. Your response is of huge expedience. What the heck are we waiting for? Let's get this knowledge. Let's go in hard in the paint and let's really cook. Why? Because June 30th, 2020, it was revealed when Bitcoin is $11,000 that they're expecting it to hit $19,000. 2025, 341,000. I wouldn't mind waiting to 2025 for something I invest in today. I spend $19,000. I get a return of $341,000 in 4 years. I'm with it. But I have reason to believe I won't have to wait 4 years for that. Due to this pandemic, due to this election season, due to this earnings season in light of the pandemic that initiated the recession, due to the ensuing global market crash, due to the ensuing mortgage crisis, due to the death of Social Security, the impending death of Social Security, have great reason to conceive that it won't take 4 years for my $19,000 to make me $341,000 to $400,000. My math tells me I'm likely to make $250,000 for every 19,000. So now I got to find out how to get those 19,000 or how to make enough money so I can keep investing fractionally at the best. So I don't suggest you invest fractionally, effective immediately. We have a little window of time. Make your money off of all the things that I'm teaching, and then you start putting in fractionally to build up. But don't be content with the fraction, get the whole. So if you got to keep putting in, don't invest fractionally without the intention to pay for the whole. Don't be distracted by any ups and downs. Understand the math, understand the principles, understand common sense, current events, and calculation. Understand that we're confluence trading. I'm giving you fact after fact after fact so you can come to terms with the reality that you need to get in this. And also understand that you also need to get into those other currencies that are just a few pennies. Because 10 years ago, cryptocurrency in the form of Bitcoin was only 8 cents a share. So for every 8 cents you invested, you would have had $18,676 right now. And we're talking about that same 8 cents from 10 years ago, giving us the likelihood of making $250,000 to $340,000 plus for every 8 cents for anyone who bought it at 8 cents 10 years ago. Like, listen, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer, people. Walk with me. So what does that say about the other cryptocurrencies with a little bit of knowledge, some advanced metrics? We cannot think Bitcoin is just going to shoot up, and these other guys that are at 8 cents and 10 cents are not going to be impacted. This is a revolution. Bitcoin ain't the only cryptocurrency. There's a whole world out there. We need to tap in. ASAP, effective immediately. Don't waste your time. Get into the game, people. Use this link for Webull. I've been waiting for this. For the cryptocurrency class, I didn't disclose which app to use as of yet because I was waiting for this one particularly. And we're going to disclose the reasons why we waited for Webull. But right now, it's to stand for the users that already exist. You use this link from a user that exists, and you have access to the crypto world through Webull. This is something that just happened, and this is something that works in our favor. So if you don't have Webull, use this link and set up your Webull account. Do it tonight. Do it tomorrow. Don't waste time. And get ready for us to teach this class next week. Go to brotherpolite.com. Definitely get you a hold of the inequity, debt, wealth, or asset wealth tome if you don't have it. It's preferable. Get you the Introduction to Tax and Tax Deed book if you don't already have that for the UCC and real estate course, because this money that's going to be made, make your money off of this mortgage crisis that's coming. To buy the house, sign the contract, protect the asset, no mortgage, no protest, no jurisdiction. Get involved with that. And finally, I taught them how to buy $1 with a few pennies. Will be released at the conclusion of this course. We might have 1 class or 2 left. I want to push it to 2. But today I just want to get you guys' eyes in the right direction as we close this class. I got some phenomenal work that I'm going to be disclosing to you in this. You're going to love it. So I hope to see you guys going digital, wealth in the pandemic next Sunday, trading cryptocurrency and Forex, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday, November 29th, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And also get your classes now for the 1-day course, which is designed under pretense that you guys are already in these different courses, because I'm going straight at it. You guys are going to get your templates, your affidavits, your letters, whether you're fighting the vaccines, whether you're setting up your own pension, Okay. Uh, there's a bubble where there's some good money to be made as far as real estate in the month of December. I'm doing that exclusively for this Silver Tsunami class. It's a wild class. It's going to have holistic mathematics, everything inclusive. It's a wild class, cryptocurrency. It's a 1-day course, and we going forward. It empower you with the ability to really tap into which course you want to do next. And if you're already in those courses, you'll be relieved because you're so accelerated in your understanding that you'll be able to apply the information in real time than that of a person who's just a novice and just coming into the know. So anyway, we have the 2021 Silver Tsunami Survival Plan lecture, 1-day course covering the death of Social Security, mandatory vaccines, money in the ensuing mortgage crisis, cashless society, and market crash. Sunday, December 27, 2020. It's already available on the site. We will be preparing you guys with the survival plan. You got caught off guard by 2020. Do not get caught off guard by 2021. Peace and many blessings. And as we say, Black Power, Asud Gador, and perpetual success. Ilufu. See you guys next weekend.